Yes, 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 people. Listen, listen, listen. In the midst of the chaos of football being played, with Man United losing, Arsenal winning 5-0, with the football being back, in the midst, the transfer window is still open. And that means signings. And something that we're not expecting, something that we weren't thinking that could happen, potentially can happen right now. And that is Spurs hijacking Xavi Simons from Chelsea. Let's go. Yes, 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 people. How are we doing? Welcome back to the Football Terrace. We thought we was going to get a little bit of time before the Champions League draw, but obviously the football transfer season is always a little bit crazy. It's always a little bit crazy. And so therefore, we've got some more news for you today. And that is coming in the form of Spurs. That's right. Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur, Spursy, Tottenham. What's that? Them man there, those guys are looking at potentially hijacking Chelsea's deal for Xavi Simons. Now, we know the Xavi Simons deal to Chelsea has been going on for a few weeks now. Chelsea looked like they were in a driving seat. Chelsea looked like they were going to be the ones to sign him. They were just waiting for players like Nkunku to leave, who has got the here we go today to join AC Milan. But even with all that going on, they still was not able, and they're still not able right now to agree a fee with Red Bull Leipzig to sign Xavi Simons. And in the midst, in the wings, waiting, lurking in the background, have been Spurs. And now they're starting to make their move. So earlier today, we had man like Pettigol saying, this was like 3 hours ago, saying that Tottenham are now preparing to hijack the imminent deal for Xavi Simons. Xavi and Chelsea still in agreement in place, and Chelsea remain very much in the race now alongside Tottenham. Leipzig are waiting for official offers. So earlier today, it started to come out that with that Spurs are going to try and hijack this deal. Then Fabrizio Romano, following that Petty Goal tweet, says Xavi Simons has arrived in London with his camp in order to clarify future moves soon, authorized by Leipzig. Tottenham are in club-to-club talks with Leipzig. Official contact being made today. Chelsea also remain in talks and have terms agreed with the player since June. So it's not just a random source from Germany that has started this news. Fabrizio also come up with the news as well, saying that something is going on. Something is going on. And now it's one of those ones that you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. But here we are. Here we are. And then time goes by. You're thinking maybe it's nothing. You got Ben Jacobs pretty much repeating what Fabrizio said. And then I'm looking for the right tweet here to make sure that I get it right. And then 1 hour ago, Pettigol with Philippe, I can't pronounce his name, is it Philippe Hinze? With man like Philippe, says Tottenham have now officially submitted a offer to Red Bull Leipzig for Xavi Simons. It is already close to the RB that RB expecting at 70 million euros all in. So they've gone all in. Apparently Spurs went all in for this deal for Xavi Simons. 70 million pounds. 70 million euros, sorry. Now, Fabrizio has also said that there's been no bid made by Tottenham yet. That they're going to be waiting until the player is officially bought into their project and officially agreed terms with them. That is what Fabrizio has said. So maybe Plattenberg, maybe he's just gone a little bit early with the bid, but they're there. And then we got from Ben Jacobs. Tottenham are advancing with Xavi Simons, who is in London to try and clarify his future. Simons has been given his priority to Chelsea all summer after agreeing terms, but the club are yet to agree a fee. He is also open to Spurs. He's also open to Spurs. People, I don't think this is a small thing. Because I know normally, okay, this window we've seen, when a player gives a priority to a club, they normally go to the club they give priority to. So Chelsea are still there. Chelsea are still in the race. But the fact that Spurs are advancing, that they're trying to give this a proper go, surely it means that there's been some indication from the player that a bid, that from indication from the player, that he would accept an offer, that he would come to Spurs. Surely there's been some kind of indication that could happen. Now we saw it with Newcastle and Šeško and Man United, right? Where he was open to both. He agreed terms with both. Then he decided to make his move. Are we about to see Xavi Simons agree terms with Spurs today? Are we about to see Xavi Simons change his mind and go from Chelsea to Spurs? Really interesting. Kate in the comments saying, I don't believe this at all. Listen, Kate, I don't know what to say. Like, credible people are saying that you're trying. Now, will you get it? I don't know. Will Spurs do it? I don't know. But the attempt is there. The attempt is there. The attempt is very, very real. That is for sure. But what a move that this would be if Spurs pull this off. Now, Fabrizio has already said, and I will quote him here, do not rule Chelsea out of the race for Xavi Simons. As of today, Chelsea are not dead in the race. Let's see what happens in the next hours. In this battle between Chelsea and Tottenham. So they're still there. They're still working. Remember, they were relying on Nkunku leaving to make sure that they can go and get Xavi Simons to fill in that number 10 position and compete with Cole Palmer. The here we go came today for Nkunku to AC Milan. So that's pretty much he's out the door. So they are there. They have got the opportunity now to go and get the Xavi Simons deal done. It's just a matter of what is Chelsea looking at doing. What are they looking at offering? Because it sounds like Spurs are willing to go closer to the asking price. Apparently, according to Ben Jacobs, 65 million euros plus is the asking price. Spurs, according to Plattenberg, will happily offer 70 million euros. But we haven't heard what Chelsea are trying to do. We haven't heard what Chelsea are trying to do yet. So it'll be interesting to see in the next few hours, maybe tomorrow, if there's more movement on that. So here we go. We've got some more updates here from Build. And it says, RB Leipzig has not received an official written offer. So far, the club and Chelsea have only exchanged verbal numbers in exploratory talks, which are said to be in the range of 65 million euros. So Build also saying that they've not received a bid, but also 65 million euros is where we are looking at. But this will be a great move for Spurs if they get that. They are lacking in that creativity department. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. They are lacking in the attacking department. Obviously, Kulusevski and Maddison are both out. They've got wingers, yes, but they need that number 10 for that system to maybe fully come to life. Xavi Simons will take them to another level. He's that good. He's got that much quality. See, if he goes to Chelsea, Hey, listen, he will elevate Chelsea as well, but they are not in as much need of a player like him compared to Spurs. Is that the thing that tips it over the edge? We will see. We will see. You got a comment here saying also his agent Simmons is the same age as Jackson, and he's always with the Chelsea hierarchy. Interesting. Will that play a part? Will that play a part? What do you guys think of Xavi Simmons at Spurs? Let me know in the comments. Comment here saying it was always Xavi Simmons and Nacho for the last 2 months, but we had to sell Nkunku. That's what stole the deal. Well, Nkunku's officially he's about to go. He will go for AC Milan's there. So what are Chelsea going to do next? I want to know. Chelsea can't let themselves get done by Spurs. Not like this. Not like this. Chelsea are the masters of the hijack. They have hijacked everybody. They hijacked Spurs when Willian was on the medical table. You know how crazy that is? That's insane. So with the summer that Spurs have had, the amount of rejections that they've had, the whole Eze situation, they're failing to sign an attacking player for Thomas Frank. For them to outdo Chelsea, and again, I don't know what the outcome will be, and I'm not saying Spurs will 100% get him, but if they do get him over Chelsea, that is a massive win for Spurs. That would be a massive win for Spurs. Because they've been tossed around this transfer window, and now they finally get potential lick back. And I know Spurs fans, they're not believing it. Kate, where's our comment gone? Kate said something here about why she's a bit cautious about it. Here you go. She says, we keep getting mugged off, and I won't believe it until he's holding up the shirt, which is fair enough. That's a fair way to view it. But if Spurs are advancing, there has to be, surely there's some kind of indication that he wants to join. I think the pressure is on Chelsea than Spurs. I think the pressure is on Chelsea because they've been in talks for longer than Spurs have. And they are the better team. They're the ones who look like they could potentially challenge for the Premier League. If not this season, which I think they should, then definitely next season they could challenge for the Premier League. If they lose out to Spurs on this player, it'll be. I wouldn't banter them in terms of they're a dead club because that's not the case. But it'll just be funny, you know, and it'll be a massive win for Spurs. Chelsea will just go on out their business anyway. They've got links to Fermin Lopez and other players. They've got their shortlist. They know who they'll get afterwards. But you just don't want to be outdone by Spurs. Listen, I already know what it feels like to be done by Spurs. Jimmy here says the only reason Chelsea lose out is because they have to. It's well documented that Chelsea always relying on Jackson / Nkunku to get Garnacho / Simmons. Well, it looks like they're advancing on Garnacho, and they're definitely going to get Garnacho through the door because we got reports yesterday of Garnacho also being bought for around maybe 35 to 40 million. So is it that Nkunku is allowing Garnacho to come through the door and now Simmons is waiting for Jackson to leave? Or is it player, like literally position for position? Chelsea fans, let me know. KJ, is the attraction the Prem or Spurs? I think it's definitely the Premier League. I think that cannot be debated. The Premier League is an attractive league for a lot of footballers to come and try their way in. Now, Spurs aren't necessarily the top of the food chain, but they're not like a rubbish club. You know what I mean? It's not like it's it's not Leeds and Chelsea battling out for Simmons's signature. Spurs still are they're a good sized club. They're maybe not the size of Chelsea or the size of Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, but they're still one of the biggest clubs in England. So I think there's still some attraction to play for Spurs, especially with that beautiful new stadium. Blue Legends here says he starts for Spurs, he won't for Chelsea. That's another thing. Maybe it's playing time. World Cup year. Red Bull Leipzig have been struggling. Will that harm his chances in the World Cup to get into the World Cup squad? Let's move abroad. Let's go to the Premier League. Prove yourself even more. Does he want to risk it in a World Cup year to go Chelsea, where potentially he doesn't start or play enough games to get him to the World Cup squad? Spurs is a surefire bet that he starts. And then with Kulusevski and Maddison coming back, you could probably say he still starts anyway. I assure you, it's not position based only. Position based only. Maresca feels he has plenty of central options: Esteval, Palmer, Pedro. So are you saying that Chelsea aren't that serious for Xavi? Which is fair. Like you say, you've got enough options. How serious are you guys in for Xavi? Let me know. Problem is Lopez wants to stay at Barcelona. Why take that risk? Let your rival hijack a player you want. Xavi Simons, shake my head. Nkunku done is now or never. That's true. The Lopez deal wouldn't be an easy deal to do either. He'll be a difficult deal to do. Letting your rival hijack the deal, yeah, that would suck. But I'm sure. Listen, Chelsea don't need to sign Xavi Simons. I understand Garnacho. Like on that left-hand side, you've got Gittins, you've got Tariq George, you got Pedro that goes out there, but I'm pretty sure he likes playing on the right-hand side. So I get why they would want another left winger. But they don't need Xavi. They don't need Xavi. KJ, to be honest, Xavi will be dead in the water and frustrated at Spurs. He's an upgrade on most of the wingers at Chelsea, which will get him plenty of game time. You think he'll be frustrated at Spurs? As in what way? In terms of like not winning trophies, not challenging for the league? Because I don't think it'll be the way they play. Maybe it'll be the way they play. I don't think so. I think they play a decent brand of football under Thomas Frank. Maybe it's the stature. Maybe get frustrated at the stature. Maybe they feel like he deserves to be at a bigger club anyway, which wouldn't be good. No, they want him definitely, but Maresca prefers a left wing. If we sold Jackson and Nkunku before now, Xavi would be done by now. Jacob said that Chelsea are prioritizing Garnacho. So, okay, so it's just the order of priorities right now. Interesting. You can't let this rumble on for too long, though. Let's summarize. Let's just summarize this video. Chelsea and Spurs are just going for scraps. Chelsea just looking to find players to sell on later, and Spurs are desperate. Xavi Simons, let's not disrespect Xavi Simons here. Xavi Simons is not scraps. He's a good player. He's a good player to a very good player. He might be inconsistent sometimes, but he's developed himself from his move from PSG to PSV and all of that. He's developed himself very, very well. He is arguably Red Bull Leipzig's best player. So let's not say he's scraps. He's a good player. Chelsea trying to find a player to sell on later. You could maybe argue that with Garnacho, with obviously the opportunity, with the price that you could get him for, with the situation as had Man United, you could probably buy him, try him out, and sell him on. Maybe with Garnacho. But with Xavi Simons, I don't think it's a player you just buy to sell on. Like he's too good for that. You know, he is someone that you try and integrate into your team. He is a player that you integrate into your team and try and get the best out of for sure. Simons is Xavi Simons is a baller. Wants them desperately at Liverpool before they decided to go massive for Wirtz. Yeah, hey, listen, I rate him. I really like him. Xavi Simons is average. Ooh. I mean, here's the thing. The Premier League is a leveler. The Premier League will show the levels you're truly at. They'll show the levels you're truly at for sure. KJ, who wouldn't Simons start for? Well, I don't think he starts for Liverpool. Obviously, they just signed Wirtz, and he's been better than him in the last few years. I don't know if he starts for City. Turkey is better than him. Turkey is better than him, technically. But does he have the same energy as Simmons? I want to say he doesn't start for I don't want to say he doesn't start for Man City. And he doesn't start on that left-hand side for Arsenal. But they've got Eze now, innit? I'll say that the top three teams, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, he won't start for. But I think everyone, and Chelsea, I don't think he starts for Chelsea with Cole Palmer in that 10 position. But everyone else in the Premier, he starts, he starts. KJ Simmons will be that left half 10 while Palmer covers the right half space. Okay, so then you've got, is it Neto Garnacho going to be wide? And then a fullback coming up to be the white player? Or are you going to start Neto in the left? Like, listen, when you get into all these intricate tactics, I need a board. I need a board. I need a board to visualize it. What are you people saying here? It's not going to be a long stream. It's just going to be a quick one. Sancho was a baller now. Look at him. Yeah, but I think the problem with Sancho is his mentality. He was up there. As much as he may have not suited the Premier League, his mentality wasn't right to maximize his talent. Watching Xavi at Leipzig playing against their big boys has had them in his pocket. He's more of a star Chelsea than at he's more of a star Chelsea than at Spurs, to be fair. Oh, okay. So you think he'll be more of a star at Chelsea? He will just suit Chelsea more. That's fair enough. He starts for Chelsea at left wing. 10 goals and 7 assists at Cam in 25 games last season. Decent return. Starting at left wing will be interesting to see. What else we got here? Xavi, Palmer, Neto would be the three behind the striker. That would be a good front. That'd be a good three behind the striker. To be fair, a good attacking three behind the striker. Be interested to see what they do with Garnacho though. If they do sign Garnacho and Simmons, I wonder what they do, because then you've got Gittins as well. So then you've got 3 players for the left-hand side if they choose to play Xavi Simmons as a left winger. Yeah, David in the chat. We ain't losing to Spurs. Hey, listen, David. It's a transfer market, baby. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. One word, depth. Listen, Nicholas, I understand depth. And I know that Chelsea are trying, like they're building a squad to try and compete on all fronts this year and going forward. So I get it. But having 3 to 4 players in each position is not depth, it's hoarding. It's imbalanced squad building, in my opinion. Because you've got on the left, you could have Simmons, Garnacho, and Gittins, right? Then in the 10, you could have Palmer, you could have Simmons, you could have João Pedro. Also on the left wing, you could also have Pedro Neto, because he's also played there. So that's 4 left wing. That's 3 potential right cams. On the right, you have Esteval, you have Palmer, you have Pedro Neto. You see, like it's good to have depth, but when you've got so much you could do, I don't think it helps sometimes. Part of me thinks, do you take this Xavi money and just invest it in a centre back, or invest it in you've already got the left back in Hato now, but invest in the centre back, invest in the goalkeeper. I think that's more of a concern than necessarily number 10. Esteval can play 10 as well, apparently. That you see, it's mad. Super chat here. That's my point with scraps. Chelsea going after Garnacho first instead of Xavi. Then where is he going to play with 20 wingers and 10s in the team? In that team. Yeah, in terms of okay, if you're calling Garnacho scraps, then I kind of get it. Again, I don't think Garnacho is necessarily a scrap. Because many teams have tried to sign him. It's just he's also not the greatest either. You know what I mean? He's not a world beater. He doesn't elevate Chelsea. Right, guys, that was just a quick stream. News just came out. I thought it'd be good to chat about it. We'll be back again later. Let me just check something first. I might okay, yeah, never mind. So this stream, let me make sure that's set up. This stream will take you to our live stream for the UEFA Champions League draw. Make sure you guys return for that. Turn your notifications on. Tell your subscribe to the Football Terrace and like the stream. Like I said, this will take you to our stream for the Champions League draw, the big one, in a couple of hours' time. So, guys, sit tight and peace out. Have a good day.